Hi, I'm Bopsto, the Elder Weeb,
And I'm Red, the bald-headed wonder.
and we are the Anime Boys.
The anime
Anime
boys.
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 And man, we got ourselves a good ass
Mm-hmm.
set of Cowboy Bebop episodes today.
So you guys are in luck. We're covering 4 episodes on the
Covering
last two.
four.
So
Yeah.
we've got this one, and we've got one more for Bebop. And we're going to be
hmm
covering 4 episodes per. So sit down, buckle up, grab you a good old drink or two, and listen to the
And
soothing sounds of anime boys talking about the hottest, freshest anime on the planet.
hell yeah. So before we get started, if you like this video, give us a like, comment, subscribe.
Subscribe.
Not subscribed.
Look,
Um,
Ozzy Osbourne Ein will come to your house and rock you to death.
yeah, man, he will.
We'll get
So
more into
please
that
subscribe.
later.
I don't want you to get rocked to death. So
No, we don't want that. You're our loving subscriber fan base,
yep.
and we want you guys to
Well,
thrive.
with that being said, without further ado, let's get started with episode 19, Wild Horses.
Wild horses, which is kind of funny considering the last
The
episode we're going to be
last
covering.
episode. But we'll get to that when we get to that.
Right. So,
So
this one I'm a little bit fuzzy on the details. So,
okay.
I'm gonna let you take charge, Bob Stowe. So,
Alrighty. So Spikes, we open up on this fucking like desert planet. Spike is just fucking stranded. His swordfish has crapped out on him, and he's trying to hitchhike. And then we cut over to Faye, who's like drifting over in space. Basically, they're waiting for a target because there are these guys that have commandeered a space truck and are basically stealing cargo.
yeah, so they're stealing cargo to sell
Yeah,
to other people without license on them. So,
yeah.
like, it's basically like hyping, like stealing stolen parts and selling them to a chop shop.
hmm
It's the equivalent of doing that, and that's what Jet and Jet and V are after at the very moment.
Yeah, and Faye is sitting on her fucking comms, kind of complaining, where the hell's Spike and whatnot. And then Ein just fucking goes and turns her shit off.
She does. I'm just like, shut that shit up.
Shut up, bitch.
Shut your bitch ass up.
I have in my notes, Ein's base is hell and shuts off Faye's comms.
Dude, I swear
Silence woman.
he is just the best. Like, I love that
Ein is
dog.
a mood.
Golly, I want Ein as my dog.
Mhm,
Xena has a lot to learn.
he does. Um, so as they're wondering where Spike is at, we cut back over to him, and he's basically just sort of chilling under his ship. He's lining up cigarettes, and finally, a guy comes and picks him up. This young guy named Miles, but for my intents and purposes, I'm gonna call him Marty.
Okay. What?
I'm gonna call him Marty.
Oh, because that's what the old man calls him. Oops.
Well, no, because their designs are slightly based off of Doc Brown and Marty.
Oh, that makes a
Yeah,
lot of fucking sense.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man, good. I
Yep.
didn't even think of that, bro.
hmm
Didn't even cross
Yep.
my fucking mind, dude.
Yeah,
That's
Miles is like a
cool.
like a black Marty.
Yeah, he is. That's
He's sitting
hilarious, man.
when he pulls up to pick up Spike. He's just listening into his fucking ball game.
Oh yeah, he's just chilling, and Spike's just
It's-
like, "Hey, what's up? Hi,
hey,
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 give me
what the
that
fuck?
damn earphone jack." I said, "Hey."
And obviously his team's not doing too hot, and he fucking kicks the damn radio in the bit pieces.
Oh yeah, he is pissed.
So Spike's so this particular episode has a lot of sort of like, I guess you could say, like has sort of a lot of like mood to it, because you got this bit where Spike is like sitting in this car being driven to the mechanic. Although this guy is like talking his head off
He is
by
jabbering
about
away about his
jabbering
favorite
about
baseball team.
this
Like,
fucking baseball team, and
he's
Spike is just sitting there with the most disinterested face
he's just
I
trying to get his
see.
shit fixed, you know?
It's like, come on, man.
Like, just shut up and just take me where we need to go before I have to blast your face off with this pistol I have in my sock. Do you just... But I know they got to the place
Yeah,
and he bumped into an old friend, and old is very specific in
yeah.
term.
The Spike. We find out basically Spike's entire reason for going to this planet was to get the swordfish worked on. He just broke down on his way to there.
Yeah.
Because Duan here is, I think, I believe they stated it. He's the guy who made the swordfish.
Was he? Oh,
Yeah,
you're
he's,
right.
he's the guy. He's the guy who built the ship. Because of that, he's Spike's mechanic for it.
That actually
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense. So,
But other than putting that aside, he's working on some kind of archaic ship, and we won't fully know what it is till towards the end of this episode.
yeah, he's just like, oh, they're trying to dust up this old dinosaur, like, and it just gives us a little like sneak peek, like blackened, like real. I don't know how to pronounce it, but like vignette,
Vignette.
vignette. That's how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
Very very good, like vignette of the what he's working on. So you don't get to see a lot of it, and then it kicks back over to Jet and V.
Jet and Faye. Yeah.
And they're pretty much just doing the same thing that they were doing, except they're getting closer and closer, and they come across the ship that's responsible for it. And the ship's about to grab this cargo and dip, but Faye and Spike intercept them, and they're just like, not today. And the hacker ship guys, I call them the hacker ship guys.
Yeah. So basically, it's like a two-person thing. There's one guy operating the actual truck ship, and there's like a smaller ship attached to the truck ship that has like that's like as you said, a hack ship.
Yeah, a hack ship of sorts.
A hack ship.
And basically, this is really cool because they're about to grab this cargo from them, and the hacker guy's like, "Nah, hit it, Fonzie." So he shoots this weird, like, you know what it really reminds me of? You remember watching Fast and Furious?
Yeah.
The second one?
Mm-hmm.
Where they use the electric fucking harpoon?
Yeah, I could see that.
To stop the car. That's exactly what this is.
Except this one just straight up injects a fucking computer virus.
Exactly. So it like shoots the fucking... They shoot the ship with this weird tendril harpoon thing. And it just injects a fucking virus on their ship that completely fucks up their navigation, their thrusters, their communications, their everything. Everything is fucked up. They can't do anything. They're just floating in space in this off-begotten fucking disarray of fucking deep space. They're just like floating away, and it clicks back over to
Spike. He's chilling. He's waiting on the ship to be done, and you got this like nice little like coffee pot in the background that's bubbling.
Oh yeah, and he's looking at these old pictures of the old man.
Yeah. And so Doc and Marty are working on that ship. Yeah. Marty's wanting to add some upgrades to it, and he's like, "No, we're gonna leave it as is."
Yeah, old Doc ain't. Old Doc is not too up to the times, man. He's not too good at keeping up, moving on.
I guess Marty doesn't like the mount modes. Big ratchet energy. Hell yeah. And then get this old shit out of here. Put some new shit in there.
And then Doc is like the mechanic that Ratchet works with.
Yeah.
Just do your job and move on. Mm-hmm. Oh man. But yeah, he throws this. I like this part like specifically because I caught this one, and he threw this little piece of metal at him from the ship. I don't know
Yeah.
exactly what it was, but it had like a little spike to the end of it. He threw it at Marty's head. I'm just gonna keep calling him Marty now. He threw it. He threw it at Marty's head, and just discouraged Marty. Marty's just like, "Oh, I don't care anymore. You know what, old man? Fuck you. I'm gonna kill you in your sleep." And then just kind of walks away. And Spike rolls in to the scene, and he picks up the little piece of metal he threw at him, and picks it up, and it stabs him. I don't know why I like that scene so much, but just the little attention to detail to it. Because it meant nothing. Like, it was very insignificant to the story at all.
Well, I guess it's just like a
It's
neat
detail.
little.
It's
Like, it's just a neat little
detail.
because like you're seeing like a sci-fi ship part,
Yeah.
and you see Spike grab. It's just like it's very like, I guess you could call it like micro world building, where um it's not very important to the world itself, but it's just a neat little aspect of it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I enjoyed it so much. That it stabbed him, so he just like dropped it. And as he was continuing to talk to Doc about how he's gonna run off his assistant, he's just like sucking on his finger, keeping the blood. You know, like everybody does. They'll stick their finger in their mouth, trying to suck on it, like that helps for some reason. I never understood that. Sucking on your finger does not, unless
just draw it out more.
Yeah, well, I mean, to an extent, you know, like but your saliva is not the cleanest. I mean, it's doing nothing but making you feel better, I guess.
And those plates are pretty clean when I lick them. So.
Oh man. So we get this this little neat intercept in the episode. I found this really cool as combining the two again, something that Bebop is incredibly good at, combining both stories so like off base and off key, and it just happens and it works so fucking well. So Doc is talking to a delivery truck driver that just brought in a new part that Doc might be interested in. I'm calling him Doc now, so this is all your fault.
It's like a computer for a ship.
And basically, it's a computer for a ship, but it's hot. It's not legal, and he's wanting $100,000 for it, and he's trying to ask where it came from, and
Spike's also at the same time on the phone with Faye.
Exactly. And you go ahead and explain that one.
So basically, he's talking with Faye, and he's being updated about the situation with the ship just basically floating and them taking care of a virus. Spike not really understanding it, and fucking Ed explains it in like Spike. I guess you could say Spike terms.
Oh yeah, like, hey, dumb duty head, we floating in space.
You floating in space, bitch.
We're done. We ain't got shit.
Can't have shit in space, Detroit. But as they're talking, he's asking Faye, questions about what the guys are doing. It's like, oh, yeah, they're in the delivery truck, and as soon as that happens, the guy mentions, oh, I got it from the delivery truck. And they both
at the very exact same time they both say delivery truck, like in a question, like a questionable phrase. And they both look at each other. And it kicks us over to Spike's ship is completed. Spike's back on the Bebop. And they are trying to figure out their next move. And man, Spike just got back from this really piss poor of a time that he just had sitting in the desert all hot and shit. And he has to go right back to fucking work just because Chet has this fucking revenge about him.
He wants to get those fuckers back because they fucked up their ship.
Yeah, they definitely did that. So they're trying to think of what to do. So as they're trying to figure out what's going on, Jet come up with this really cool invention, which blocks the virus. Or no, does it block or does it track? Because I was a little confused on that one.
I think it tracks it, or it's some kind of slight protection measure.
That's what I was thinking it was, like some sort of
Um,
like protective wall that they couldn't get past.
mhm.
Um, but this is where it gets really kind of not really, but kind of convoluted. Uh, Spike gets back in his ship to take off to, help Jet with this issue, and he puts it down. He tunes it on, and it's connected to the same radio station as the ball game
The fucking ball game.
that Marty's listening to. So as they're going through space, Marty's just trying to listen to the ball game, but he gets a quick narration from the good old boys, Jet and Spike. And they're basically on comms over the radio station talking about everything that's going on. And I'll let you describe this scene because you probably took more notes than I did on it because I was kind of going back and forth. So go ahead.
Let's see. All right, so they get over, and Spike and Faye are trying to figure out which ship it is, because Faye said it had a purple penguin on it. However, there are two purple fucking penguins.
Yeah, two purple penguin ships.
And,
That scene's kind of funny. I remember this one.
Mm-hmm. So basically, damn it. So basically, they decide, you know what? Fuck it. Here's how we're gonna find out. We're gonna just shoot both of them. And if they try to run, then we know which one it is. However, they didn't.
Neither one of them fucking moved.
They didn't. Well, it's not just they moved. They both fucking started running. Of course, you start shooting at a fucking ship.
Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't fucking run from that? And
so like, oh fuck, we didn't think about that. All right, Faye, you go after this one. I'll go after the other one. Faye gets over to the other one. It's just two regular ass truckers. Man, oh no, sorry. We'll pay our fucking parking ticket next time.
Dude, the fucking voice behind that.
You're 2 stickers short.
It was so funny. We'll pay the parking ticket, I promise. It was the most. Oh my gosh, man! It was It was the funniest voice. I can't explain it. I can't do it because I can't remember.
Listen, man. They were obviously 2 stickers short.
Yeah. In more than one way, but keep going.
Spike ends up chasing after the actual fuckers. And so they're going, they're dipping, they're 5D in their way through this it's like a trucker hub almost. They're fucking dipping and diving and dodging.
All the 5Ds.
All the 5Ds. And Spike is staying low to the ship so that the fucking arm doesn't get them. Because Jet warned him about the harpoon. And so Spike's on there, he's fucking shooting at the arm. Oh shit, he's trying to get the arm. And so they try to hit Spike.
Hey, Fonzie, kick it.
Fucking kicks it. It hits his fucking wing. And like it wraps itself around his wing. So it's not penetrating his ship, but it's still kind of fucking him up.
Yeah.
But with one fucking quick ass maneuver, Spike ends up fucking not only detaching himself from it, but also hitting the dudes with their own fucking weapon.
Which was fucking awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
Like the skill Jet is just built, or not Jet, but Spike is just fucking built different, dude.
Yeah, man.
I don't know why I keep getting Spike and Jet confused.
I don't know either.
Maybe it's just because they're like in the same ballpark. Like Spike and Jet are kind of in the same ballpark, like name wise. I guess it's just. Well, as all this is going on, like we told you before, Marty was listening to the radio station, listening to this whole thing go down. And Marty brings the radio into the for Doc to hear, and he starts hearing this whole thing. And so, just a quick snapback. Doc's getting ready to come help Spike, but Spike doesn't know this. Spike is in space. He's comms, his
Slowly.
navigation, everything's fucked. He's in orbit of Earth. Jet is 7 hours away from rendezvous with him. And he is plummeting.
Yeah, to make matters worse, his fuel's out, so
Yeah.
he's just starting to plummet and
Exactly.
reaching your orbit. And so basically, he's gonna just slowly burn to death. But
Yeah.
then Doc's like, "Just you wait, I'm coming. Give me those coordinates, man."
No, like you forgot like the transition that was involved.
Yeah.
Because he was telling Jet, "Hey, I've kept some emergency liquor behind the cabinet. Why don't you go ahead and help yourself to some?" And Doc gets over the comms. He's like, "How about how about if I come rendezvous with you, you trade off with that sweet ass whiskey?"
And then you get revealed as to what he was working on. It was a giant ass fucking
space shuttle, dude.
Space shuttle.
It's sick. Like, it blew my mind when he pulled it out. This man tricked this thing up to work like a fucking spaceship, like in their time, modern day spaceship.
Yeah.
Except he had to put hella thrusters on the front.
Mm-hmm.
This thing was sick. He went to go take off, and there were like 8 thrusters on each side on the front nose of it, as well as the back thruster, kicking off all at the same time, boosting him up in the air. Let's just remind you that space shuttles at this time only took off with exterior rockets and a thruster on the bottom. And they shoot up straight into the sky. He put in thrusters to kick on to boost him into space from ground level at a horizontal fucking space. He's
quite the mad lad.
Let's just keep in mind this thing is tons of metal on it. It is heavy as shit.
Mm-hmm.
It does not belong in the sky. And it just took off into space. And
yeah, man,
I just love what happens next.
So they fucking come up, they release one of the little rockets on it, and Spike uses the fucking wing of the swordfish to sort of break, to sort of slow down his speed. And he lands into the fucking little collection bay that shuttles have.
Yeah. Well,
and
before that, we get Spike turned himself into a fucking Beyblade.
Yeah, dude.
So as he was trying to get up to rendezvous with Spike, he was trying to tell Spike what to do to keep himself from burning up, going down into the orbit. It's basically just slowing down his speed, and he's pretty much using the Beyblade method to slow down his trajectory. And then he tells him to nosedive, and when he goes to nosedive, the ship starts turning real hot metal red. And as Bopsto was explaining, this is where it kicks into this part.
Yeah, so he lands in the little bay, and it closes off. And it seems like, oh man, all's well. Spike's safe. They're just gonna land back, and oh no, shit's going wrong.
What's happening?
Shit's fucking up on the ship.
Marty's just sitting there hey, what? Are we good? Are we good, Doc?
Yeah,
Doc?
good. And then as they fucking fall, a harmonica solo plays.
Dude, this is a sick ass harmonica solo.
Yeah, and Spike leaves us with some words of wisdom of, well, whatever happens, it'll happen.
And then it just ends with this picture, where he was looking at the pictures earlier.
Mm-hmm.
There was an addition to the pictures with him, Doc, and Marty all there in a crash shuttle, and we just get this epic fucking metal harmonica.
Yeah, man.
It was a fucking electric harmonica. It sounded Kind of cool. I'd never heard of I'd never heard an electric harmonica before, and it sounded
Mhm.
pretty neat. I didn't know they made them. I didn't know that was a thing. Like
It is a really dope harmonica.
I've never heard one or heard of
Mhm.
one, and
Or maybe it was just being blared so loud that it was peaking and it sounded like it was electric.
there's no way. Like there's no
Like
way
it
you
could
can get
have
a normal
been.
harmonica to sound like that. They had to use like
No, I'm talking about
amps.
with the mics being
Maybe
used.
I'd
It
have to.
probably went loud. Like it could have been someone just going super fucking ham on that harmonica, and it caused
We
like some fucking shit with the audio.
we definitely have some research to do on that one.
Yeah.
But that kicks us into episode
Episode
20.
20. Ah, man. So this is another one of my
Woo!
favorites. This one's a good one.
Dude, this
It's
episode is right up it's probably my favorite Bebop
mhm.
episode so far.
Not. I'm gonna set it separate from story-based episodes. In terms of like one-shot episodes, I can definitely agree. Like this one's really fucking good. I forgot.
It's
I forgot. Like I remember it being good whenever I first watched it, but I forgot about how fucking good it was.
it's
Um.
insanely good. Like
So it's episode 20, Puro LeFou.
Puro LeFou. Well, it
Puro
starts us
LeFou.
off with this.
Ah,
And
man.
you're going to hear me call this guy several different names. Let's just keep that in mind. I have so many fucking names for this guy that I lost count. And it's just because
Hmm.
they kept coming. Every time he come to scene. Um, so it starts us off with an ominous skyscraper scene.
Yeah.
And you just get this like guy with a top hat, like a shadow, a guy with a top hat, and it starts rising up above the
Hmm.
skyscrapers, and he's just flying above the fucking city, like Mary
Hmm.
Poppin looking motherfucking ass,
Yeah.
trotting around like fucking Jack the Ripper in
I
England.
I
Uh,
love the fucking like atmosphere of this because like the city's like there's
yeah,
a lot of like landscape shots of the city. It's super fucking dark. It has almost like Batman the animated series vibes to it
kind of. See, I
with
was
the way
thinking, have you ever seen From Hell with
I
Johnny Depp?
I've not.
Well, it's about Jack the Ripper in his
Hmm.
modern time England, and the streets and like the buildings and stuff look identical to
Yeah.
the scene set in this episode. And that's what it really reminded me of, like just a really fat fucking Jack the Ripper. And I wouldn't be technically off base, except this Jack the
Yeah.
Ripper doesn't kill whores.
He's, he kills just about anybody, but we'll talk about more about who he was targeting
Yeah.
later. But dude, I like as well like there's also various cuts to just there's like a close up on his eyes.
Yeah, like whenever it gets like a close up on his face, he starts looking like that priest from Berserk. Like
Yeah. I can.
he's got
The
that
only
flat
he's got a
ass
few
fucking face, dude.
he's a few seconds away from fucking head butting his head against the ground.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And he just drops down on these guys who I imagine was transporting a very political and like politically
Yeah.
important person.
Uh, but yeah,
And
that's the other thing I like as well is like you get these cuts to like these like guys wearing like shades,
oh yeah.
and then it shows them like escorting a guy out of the out of like this building into a car,
Yeah,
and
and
then
he's got to be important because it's like
yeah,
really big guys with guns escorting, you know. And he drops down, or shall I say, floats down to the ground.
hmm
He tips his hat. He says, "Hello, gentlemen. I'm here to kill you," and
and
just
it,
starts
man,
blasting, dude.
yeah, dude, with his fucking
With his
cane
cane, dude. Dude
because
had a fucking cane gun. It kind of reminds me of the Jack Nicholson's fucking like 11-foot long pistol he kept in his pants.
oh man,
Oh man, like I said, there's so many like things
I
that came
like.
to mind when I was looking at this person, dude.
Mhm.
But go ahead.
So we, as the shootout starts, Spike is just at this. So one thing I'll say, I like how quiet this episode is.
Oh, dude, it's very
It's
like
fucking, it's quiet and it
eerie,
creates this really tense and eerie atmosphere.
very
So
ominous. Like it's
Spike's in like this dark, like dimly lit bar playing pool,
yeah.
and he walks out, grabs a smoke, and he hears the commotion. And he walks up to there, and he just fucking sees this dude blasting. Like, this is some high caliber fucking ammunition too, because it's like leaving dents in the car.
Oh, dude, dents in the car. These guys are like
They're getting fucked.
fucked up. Like bits of them are just hanging out, kind of
Yeah.
situation. And man, so it just you get this ominous like music stops, shots stop. There's no sound whatsoever. Spike's standing there smoking a cig, looking at the guy from behind. And the guy knows that Spike's there. And he just stops a second, turns around, and he says, "Well, hello, sir." And just whips out his fucking cane, bro, and starts blasting again. Dude.
And Spike tries to return the fire, but there's like a weird like force field around him.
Oh man.
So the bullets can't even hurt him. And here's where the fucking so almost every time these two fucking go at each other, it's really well animated.
Oh dude, yeah.
But man, this fucking first one where he's fucking floating, he fucking wombo combo Spike's ass.
God, dude, like he bicycle kicked his ass like Kung Lao, man.
Liu Kang.
Liu Kang's bicycle kick.
Yeah,
excuse me.
Yeah.
Kung Lao was the hat guy.
The hat guy, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's doing all this shit. He played Fox in Melee.
I was more on the comparison looking like fucking Eggman from Sonic.
Yeah.
I called him like
you.
in my notes. I called him Jack the Eggman.
But there's also like this fight is like really smooth, but it's also super frantic with a whole bunch of like cuts to like this dude's face.
Oh yeah, dude.
As like Spike is trying to fight him, and like you can tell Spike is like at this point shit scared.
Oh yeah, dude. And this is the first time we've ever seen Spike distressed in a situation. Yeah. Like he's always super calm about things. This is the first time we've literally seen Spike shaking, scared. And I think anybody would be.
Anybody would be.
I mean,
listen, this dude tore through a bunch of bodyguards, and Spike is only barely able to hold his ground against this guy.
He's not holding his ground against this guy. Mm-hmm. Spike can't touch him. Like, that's the thing.
Can't touch this.
But
Spike is saved by a cat because this dude, whatever his deal is, which we'll get onto later on in this episode, he doesn't like cats.
Doesn't like the cat's meow.
And so Spike tries to fuck, and Spike fucking is like, you know what? Take this, motherfucker.
He throws
like an explosive barrel at this dude and like shoots it. And this dude just fucking brushes it off and fucking walks out of it like a fucking Terminator.
Yeah, and then we get this fucking scene where, well, kind of in the same instance where he comes out, but like right before it, Spike gets fucking launched by the explosives into a brick wall. And like he said, he came out, brushed it off like nothing happened, and then pulled out his
Terminator.
Then pulled out of his fucking
his coat,
his fucking trench coat. Dude was more jacked up than fucking Marcus from Borderlands, dude. Yeah. Like he had all the goddamn guns. He had shotguns, pistols, sticks, everything that one would need to kill a person was in his fucking jacket, man. Mm-hmm. It was just lined up, bro.
And he just fucking whips out a damn grenade launcher.
Oh my god, man! Just whips out a grenade launcher
and just blows Spike off into a fucking bridge into like a lake.
Yeah, and he thought that he killed him, and he just kind of walked off. But we find out that the next scene is Jet sitting on top of a skyscraper, talking to an old.
He's like
police
an
informant. Well, it's like an informant.
Yeah.
And we find out a little bit about this guy, Bopsto. Come on, what?
Yeah.
What do we find out about this guy?
So we find out that his name is he's referred to as the Mad Puro, and basically he's been taking out a bunch of I think he said ISSP people, which is the same organization. It's the same like police organization that Jet was a part of from back in the day. Meaning, this dude's gone through, at this point, this guy says, this dude's fucking gone through like 7 of these fucking higher up people.
Oh, yeah.
And each time, he walks in, takes them out, walks out. As
Dude,
fucking nothing.
And there's this crazy ass scene as it's being explained to him.
Yeah.
Man, he dropped down on a fucking bridge and started fucking with this guy. And, like, at the end of it, this guy's head was shoved through a fence gate. And he was just hanging there with the gate going through his fucking neck. It was just blood everywhere.
Blood everywhere. It's fucking... So, basically, like, this dude is a relentless hunter. And will not stop until he's killed his prey.
This is crazy, man. Like... Yeah.
Also, Spike is all... We get a small scene while this is all going on. Spike is all kinds of fucked up.
Yeah, this is directly after this scene. After his ears perked up a little bit.
And fucking Faye pulls a Denji and steals his orange.
Oh, yeah, dude. And Spike's sitting there looking like a mummy stripper.
Yeah, like, dude.
He's just... he is fucked up beyond all imagination, but not near as bad as he was when he fought Vicious.
Yeah, man. So Ian is big chilling by the computer, just sleeping. All of a sudden, it starts ringing. I like someone mentioned in the comments that that I like how Ian, whenever something rings, either he will pick it up himself or he'll go and tell somebody that they have notification. So like Ed's computer starts going off, so Ian wakes up and he goes and wakes up Ed.
I just now noticed that.
Yeah. Because
that does make a lot of sense. Yeah.
The last episode we recorded, when Faye was they were looking for the Betamax player.
Yeah.
And Faye's trying to call in and Ian fucking picks up the
Yeah, that's right. He picks up the phone. Dude, I didn't put that together. That's kind of neat, though.
Yeah. But so Ian goes and wakes up Ed, and all of a sudden Ed just becomes a real big mood.
Oh, God.
Because she goes up into to Faye, showing her the email that was sent to Ed, and Ed's got this damn computer like strapped to her head.
Yeah, I love how she's calling her like Faye. And Spike is off to get the gentleman bubble. He is just he's gone. Yeah, he's gone.
So basically, because it's like a personal invitation from Puro saying, "Hey, come meet me at this theme park."
Oh yeah,
we'll have a party.
We'll have a party, and at the same time that Faye finds out, Faye calls Jet. Or no. Jet calls Ed. And Ed's sitting there asleep. And Jet's like, hey, where the fuck is Spike? And Ed's just like, oh, Spike went bye-bye. And he's trying to get information on this guy before Spike goes and fucking kills himself. And gets Ed to like break into this like government fucking database of fucking sorts.
To try and figure out who the fuck this guy is.
Yeah, so they're breaking in, and this is before.
No, it's
no. This is after. This is after.
We find out the information during Spike's encounter of with Puro.
Yeah.
So we cut over to Spike, pressing on. And he's walking through the lights are off in this amusement park, and it's really eerie as he's sort of walking through. It's like really, really quiet.
Yeah, it's like haunted Walt Disney, bro.
And as soon as he makes it, which I would say this fucking theme park, I don't know what the fuck is up with this future and Cowboy Bebop, but man, this theme park is a fucking fever dream.
Dude, it is. But imagine if it wasn't like at night, like during the day. This would be kind of sick looking, like. Given, the whole mood change, like it's meant to look eerie in this scene.
Look eerie. And so he presses on, he makes it towards the center, and Pierrot is standing right at the center.
Oh yeah.
as soon as he comes in, fucking Puro welcomes him, and then all the lights in the music park just turn on.
Oh man, and of course Puro just starts fucking blasting.
Starts fucking blasting.
Spike dips off to this fucking like backstage area and gets a visit from Navi.
Yeah,
Uh,
man. It's like, hey,
hey,
look,
stop,
listen, it's fucking
hey,
dangerous
stop,
here.
listen,
Get out of here, you idiot.
you dumbass. And
And then
so,
as he walks through, fucking Puro comes in on the Penguin Squad.
God, man. And can we just. The energy I get from this guy is like watching a fucking Felix Calgrave fucking animation, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
I can see
man.
that.
Like, I don't know why, but he resembles a lot to me of like the Double King animation.
Okay,
Dude.
I can see that.
Like, just the way he moves and the way he acts and shit. Like,
I can
and for
see
anybody who doesn't know who I'm talking about, Felix Calgrove is a personal or an independent artist, and he puts a lot of his animations on YouTube. But he has like, and he has some cool ass fucking like fever dreamed animations.
He's got some good shit. He's some of them have won awards. So,
if you want to check him out, definitely do that. I do recommend it
because
he's got some
some
cool
good shit.
And we're not promoting the guy. We're not getting paid. I promise. It's just something I thought I'd mention.
Yeah, he comes in with the fucking Penguin Squad.
Oh yeah,
it's like some kind of like weird ass penguin attraction. He fucking whips around. I like Spike's animation. He's like as he's trying to as he's like slipping on this ice.
Oh yeah, it looks sick too.
He fucking whips around and just starts blasting again.
Yeah, and then fucking goes off, disappears, and Spike's just go ahead.
No, I was just saying. You go on. I was just gonna say Spike's in like this sort of like plaza area.
Yeah, that's where I was going to. So,
okay. Man.
So Spike's just sitting there in the plaza area, and we just get this fucking creepy ass like laughter over the fucking megaphone.
The only thing you hear is just his constant laughter.
Yeah, the clowns over the fucking radio, man, just laughing his ass off, and Spike turns around, shoots it. And then gets a little visit from Pluto the dog. And Spike said, nah, I hate dogs. This fucking animatronic is creepy, man.
It's creepy. And the way he shoots it, the sounds it makes it sounds like it's just like horribly dying.
Yes, dude. Like it's got... And it looks like guts are like in its face. It looks like meat.
Yeah, it's like mechanical parts, but the way it's lit, it looks like blood and
God, it looks crazy, man. It's neat in a way. Like it's this episode was so cool and so well animated too.
Yeah. And then Spike gets fucking knocked under a damn roller coaster.
Yeah. Poor Spike, dude. Like
fucking blast off said roller coaster. Spike cannot catch a break in this fucking fight.
Cannot, dude.
And here's where we get some the backstory because Ed at this point Ed's finally made it into the database.
Yeah, and we just get this really cool ass fucking backstory.
Yeah. It's like it's shot like a fucking David Lynch movie almost.
Yeah, like I said, it goes in so many directions in this episode. Like, they saved a good bit of their budget for this one episode.
Mm-hmm.
Had to because it looked
incredible. The lighting in this episode in particular is really fucking good.
Yes, it really is.
Like that first bit with Spike fighting Puro in like the city. There's a lot of like whites and blacks.
Yeah.
And man, it's just this is a good looking episode.
Yeah. So we basically find out the old footage on this guy is he's being tested on and made into Captain America.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like basically like the ultimate assassin.
Yeah, perfect ultimate assassin. And the music in this cutscene is insane.
Yeah.
Like, as it's going on, we just get this really eerie, like, shrill fucking... I don't even know what to call it. Like, I don't know what I understand it's like a synthesizer, but...
Yeah.
God, you just have to go listen to it for you to understand.
It's sort of like a drone.
Oh, man. It's good.
Sound.
And it really sets the tone. It really, really sets the
It
tone of the
does.
scene. But go ahead, you can explain further.
So basically, like it's just like I said, like it's very very like it looks like a fucking David Lynch movie. It's like it's all this like white and shit. It's very almost I guess we almost like avant garde the way it's being depicted and shown.
Yeah.
So like basically it's like this montage of him being like experimented on constantly, and every now and then we'll see either people or and what in particular a cat
Yeah.
watching him. And basically we find out that the experiment got canceled after his mind started to deteriorate because of the stress from the experiments. He started regressing and becoming more and more childlike.
Yeah.
And they're just going to lock him up and just leave him locked up for the rest of his life. But before they could even get him in the cell, he just stops and kills all the fucking guards. And the scene you just see
Oh
of all the
man.
guards just fucking dead and shit, it's all this fucking blood.
Yeah, it goes from like him like snapping to just a bunch of guards dead in a hallway and then a busted up broken wall,
And
and out comes him with this fucking expression on his face.
mhm. And so basically, at first it was his killings were revenge, but after a certain point, he got just so insane that the just the
It
thrill of the kill was what was keeping him what is what's keeping him going.
exactly. And can we just talk about Jet's like cruel children analogy?
Yeah.
Golly, that part where this whole part Jet was narrating over, except right there at the end he said he had reverted back into a childlike state, and there's nothing more cruel than a child. And I
Hmm.
was like, oh man, that was insane.
Yeah,
Like,
it's some
it
good
was a good
shit.
quote because children can be fucking mean, dude.
Yeah.
Like, children can be very, very
This one
mean
is
because they have no filter. Like,
yeah. And
oh
this one
man,
is a souped up, super strong, nearly impervious
yeah,
child with a grown man's body in it.
exactly. Um, so we get this next part where he comes out and he's just traveling through the park trying to kill, you know, Puro,
Puro.
and V gets in on the scene. So she come down with her ship and she's just blasting on old dude. But of course, nothing fucking happened. He ended up shooting her down, and this weird clown thing stepped up on V like, "Hey, how you
Yeah,
doing?"
hey.
And after that scene, he gets up and like lands back up on Spike. Except when all these explosions were happening in the plaza, a toy cat jumped out and it started meowing, and it was just fucking him up. You could hear like he was like
Yeah,
groaning, and
he's fucking terrified of this
like
cat.
he started blasting the cat, and like the detail of him shooting that cat was actually kind of nice. Like
Yeah, man.
the implosion where like the bullet impacted onto the fucking cat, like multiple bullets inside just tore it apart. I thought it looked really really
Yeah,
neat.
dude. And so Spike and Pierrot at this point, so all of this is happening. It's like this weird animatronic marching band going on. You can hear this music droning on
Oh yeah,
from
this
the marching
part's
band.
crazy.
And Spike and Pierrot have one last
Like
exchange
little
where Spike pulls
standoff.
out a knife, pulls out a little knife, and Pierrot whips out his cane, and they both fire at the same time, and they both get hit.
Hmm.
However, since Pierrot, this is the first time Pierrot has actually been hit and has experienced pain for the first time in fucking forever,
And his mind is so regressed
he
that he's
he
back down to a
proceeds
childlike
to
state.
have an absolute meltdown because he doesn't know how to process his pain.
And he
And
starts.
I have a really. Oh, you can go on first.
Oh,
No,
if you got a cool note, go
I
ahead.
gotta get up. I say his wails of pain mixed with the theme park music is the grim orchestra that plays his demise.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
Yeah,
And
because like you get this fucking creepy wailing mixed with this really cheery fucking
It's not cheery.
um
It's like warped
it's like warped
orchestra, like
warped,
circus music
yeah,
almost.
this warped like circus like marching band music.
Yeah.
And it's just, man, it's so fucking eerie.
And then he gets squashed by the
It gets,
animatronic dog.
yeah.
And that cuts the episode.
Well, Jet calls Spike and he's like, "Hey, I got the info."
He's like, I don't
And
even
Spike's
fucking
like,
need the info
I
at this
don't
point.
fucking need it at this point.
And
I hate
that's
theme parks.
I hate theme parks. And that was it. That was it. That episode was insane.
Yeah,
That's right there on my favorites. Like,
yeah, it was
hands
really
down my
good.
favorite episode so far.
Um,
So far. Like I said, it might be different when we get to the ending of Bebop, but I don't know yet.
mhm. So that's where we'll come into episode 21,
21.
Boogie Woogie Feng Shui.
Boogie
This
Woogie.
one's kind of neat. It's one of if I had to say it's there's like a weaker episode. This is one of the weaker episodes, I'd say.
Yeah,
But it's not bad. It's definitely not bad.
It's just
still
very
good.
quick paced.
Mhm.
So basically the episode is pieced together like an old like
a noir
50s
almost.
like detective movie.
Yeah.
So like you got the detective narrating over the whole thing, and then slight dialogue in the middle from the actual characters who are narrating.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's like a noir.
Yeah, so like,
Yeah.
but for people who don't know what that is, I was just explaining.
Yeah.
But in this case, Jet is narrating over this story, and it's Jet's story. So it starts off with Jet about to tell us about this journey that he went on, and he got a mysterious note from
Like
one of his
an old contact.
an
of
old
his.
contact of his when he was a cop. And in the note, and I don't know what the note actually said. Did you write that down?
I did not, but basically it's like,
Hey, meet me here, like essentially.
meet me here, and he gets to the spot, and turns out, oh, dude's dead.
Yeah, the guy's just absolutely dead. But as Jet found this man, he not only got met with a dead man, but got met with a mystery woman and a rain of fucking bullets. So there's a woman behind the grave who has this weird fucking compass in her hand, and all of a sudden he starts getting blasted at by these little mob guys. And she refers to her compass, and she's like, "Oh, I know a way out of here. Let's get the fuck out of here." So they jump over. They're doing the 5Ds, and they're getting the fuck out of there. And they end up escaping. They ran into basically just this lake, and they lost.
I got the email if you'd like to say it.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
It's 1 second. Give me 1 second. Make sure it says seek the holy beast of Anzan. I am where the four gods meet.
Yeah, was a sick ass email. Like, I love that little.
But yeah, so the girl uses her fucking magnet thing for them to escape.
Yeah, and I like my little note here. I said the pursuit ended. The pursuit ended in Jet getting this girl all wet.
Yeah. So we get back. We get back to the Bebop, and everyone's just fucking gawking at Jet.
Yeah, like they're just fucking like, who the fuck is this chick? Who's Jet's new friend? And she, he's getting
and Spike, like, nah, he's too young.
Oh no, yeah, she's way too young. This part's so funny. But it kicks over to Jet and her in this little conversation, and if we find out that Jet knew her dad and her when she was little.
Mm.
We find out that he. No, we don't find that out yet.
We don't
But
find it out
we
yet.
don't find that out yet. But we just find out that he knew her since she was a little girl. And as they're sitting there talking, getting some things off their chest, Ed walks up, and quite the sophisticated young lady she is, Bopsto. Why don't you explain what
Are you Jet's girlfriend?
She brings her like peeps or something. It's
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck she gives her off this platter, and she's just like, "So are you are you Jet's girlfriend?" And Jet is just like super embarrassed, turns back to Faye and Spike, and we find out that they put her fucking up to it,
Yeah.
dude.
And they're just like, oh, get out of here, Ed. And fucking Ed just says like all's fair in love and war.
All's fair in love and war. Right up the stairs, dude. So, oh man, this
I
is
have
just
I just
crazy.
put in my notes that Ed comes in and is herself towards the guest.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to put it, dude.
She just
She's
comes
Ed.
up and she's herself.
Yep.
She's just being Ed.
So we find out that the letter was left to Jet right before her dad's accident.
Mm-hmm.
And we find out that she's after what her dad wants her to go after, which is the Sunstone. Oh yeah. Okay, so it kicks us over to them trying to find the little pieces left behind for her to follow, which is just her using the compass to find the clues that is left. Mm-hmm. And we just get this like cool Jet narrating the scene.
I like how he talks about how he is wanting to tag along because he's now just more interested in it than anything else.
Right.
And so they have ice cream.
We learn the 3 cheese.
3 cheese, like, yo, look at these 3 cheese. Because basically the guy who Jet knew he's what Jet describes as a feng shui master.
Feng shui.
And there's a lot of talk of feng shui. I know fuck all about feng shui.
Oh yeah, feng shui is like, so basically feng shui is a, let me try to explain it. A balance of the universe using the 3 cheese.
Okay, I got you.
So if you're able to align yourself with every chi, which is the 3 cheese that she explained, you're allowed to enlighten yourself with what is called feng shui, which is just a balance of nature.
I have a really kind of funny note about, because the way they say is like, feng shui, it can turn bad luck from good luck. So I put down feng shui is like luck alchemy.
Kind of, yeah. It's basic. So basically, it's just luck like alchemy. A lot of people compare it to like fortune telling, or just on the same scale of it. Because there's not a lot to learn from it. There's no like physical evidence, so like a lot of people are just like, whatever. It all runs back through like karma, and just there's a whole lot that is involved with what feng shui actually is. So I'm not gonna get into that conversation, because it's way too long. But she's sitting there, they're both eating ice cream, and Jet opens his big fucking mouth.
Yeah, man, because like he's just like trying to be like wholesome about it. He's like, I'm not old enough to be a dad. I'm like your boyfriend.
I'm old. I could be your boyfriend if nothing else.
And then Jet's like, oh wait, no, shit, no, not that. Don't arrest me. Don't call the FBI.
FBI, open up! And she's just like, hey, ice cream. Ice
Yeah,
cream.
you fucking speedruns that shit.
I would too if I opened my mouth like that, dude.
Yeah, dude. Like, damn, he didn't get a fucking ice cream headache from it.
Oh, dude, he's built different.
It's built different.
But then we immediately get into finding the clues, which is really this really neat one where they end up on top of a roof in the trifecta of what the three cheese are represented as you know, as a physical form. The blue dragon, the which is just a bunch of trains. I can't remember the other two. But basically they're in a triangle, and the sunstone is at dead center of this triangle. So now they have a search region, or whatever they call those, search radius.
Yeah.
And basically they're just following out where the compass is leading them, except they have pirates on their tail. I call them pirates, but they're not really pirates. It's just it increases the scene. We find out that members of the syndicate had been following them, but not before they find the sunstone.
Yeah, it's just in the mouth of a fucking like lion statue.
Oh, dude, like, are those lions or are those dragons?
I think because it's like the weird like sort of like dragon lion like
Because isn't that like Chinese culture? Like that's Chinese culture.
I think
like,
so. It's like
dragon.
I think so. It's like one of those like.
I know it's definitely not Japanese. It's definitely Chinese art.
Yeah.
It's just based. I think
Yeah,
they're
no,
called
yeah,
dragons.
it's a lion statue.
Is it a lion?
Yeah.
Really? I always thought those were dragons.
They have a dragon like face, but they're lion statues.
Had no clue. Well, I learned something new today. So basically, like he said, they find the sunstone in the mouth of this lion statue, which I thought was a dragon statue up to this point. So look at me. And she struggles to get it out, but she pulls it out. Oh my god! Never mind. Don't. That sounded terrible. And we find out that they're being pursued. And Jess is like, hey, let's go into this bar. And he orders a drink. He's like, hey, I need this, but give me the whole bottle. I don't need no glass. And I like this part because they kind of roll up and they stop these kids from playing. And this is funny as shit in the next part. And they roll up to the door about to open it. And as soon as they try to open it, Jet just comes out, punches a dude, decks the other dude with the bottle. They both fall on the ground. The other dude's knocked out. He picks up the conscious guy, holds him in a fucking arm lock. And he's just like, tell me what I need to know. Why the fuck are you following us, you little bitch? Mm-hmm. And the guy's just like, I ain't telling you shit. And he just squeezes his head. He's like, you're going to tell me something. Jet is very persuasive. So he finds out that they're following from the syndicate orders to find a specific someone. Mm-hmm. And who is tied into this girl. So the funny part is like as soon as he finds out this information, he just breaks his fucking neck, throws him on the ground, and these kids just come up and loot his corpse, bro. Yeah,
this man, they don't give a shit.
Like, kick my damn soccer ball, bitch. I will fucking take your glasses.
But I just like the fucking idea. This fucking Jet, like he goes, he gets a big old fucking bottle of liquor and just bashes these fuckers with it.
Yeah, just bashes them in the fucking head, dude. Oh man, it's so funny. And so
we find out that basically her dad might still be alive.
Yeah.
So there's this really awesome shot where they're walking in the sunset.
Oh yeah, this is a cool shot because they're trying to find out more. Because now that they find out that her dad might be alive, they're following more clues, but it didn't lead them to anywhere. So
they go back, they analyze that sunstone, and it turns out, oh man, yeah, another fucking thing that ties back to the damn gate incident.
Yeah, dude, we find out that the sunstone is actually a moon rock that had been burnt to a crisp by the warp gate explosion. Yeah. And it has like a magnetic pull to set Well, we'll find out about that in a second. But
Yeah.
we find out that that's what that is, and Spike and V are all about it. They're just like, really? Are you serious? And they're all up in her
Hmm.
face just smoking, dude. And
Yeah,
puffing smoke
dude.
into her face. And then Jet's like, hey guys, take you smoking outside if you're going to smoke. And they're just like, you always smoke in here. Well, I officially make this a smoke-free zone. My
Um,
girlfriend's not smoking in here.
um, Ed's fucking tries gnawing at the damn board that she has.
Yeah, he tries to gnaw at it. Or she tries to gnaw
Yeah.
at it. And it just like jars her a little bit. And then
Hmm.
they're trying to figure out, and she's very confused um, why she got brought to the Sunstone for no reason. And then we find
Hmm.
out that because of Ein just
Fucking
picks up the
Ein
got
being
he's
the smart boy that Ein
yeah,
is.
he just picks up the Sunstone, takes it over to the compass, and the compass starts fucking moving about. And that indicates that the Sunstone is going to be used as a beacon or a compass to get exactly where they need to go for the next step of finding her father.
Hmm.
Which is kind of neat because here they go. So they're just sitting there, they're reading the compass. She starts getting real confused in Jet's role why he sent Jet the email and not her. And this is where we find out that oh yeah, well it cuts back
Oh.
to Spike and Faye before we get too far. And
Hmm.
we get another scene of Spike using his dangerous lighters. He uses like a propane tank with like a torch on the end of it to light a cigarette in I guess the lower deck of the ship or something like that. And
Hmm.
Faye and Spike are just gossiping about Jet and this girl. um, and we get the real truth behind this girl's dad. Spike is basically telling her the what?
He says Spike.
Oh, it's Jet. Excuse me, Jet.
Uh,
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm
it's all
so
good.
bad about that.
It's all good.
Jet is basically informing this girl that her dad worked for the syndicate, but was looking for an out, and was feeding Jet information from the syndicate because Jet was so tightly involved with the syndicate. Um, so we also find out that this girl left a long time ago, or he ended up disappearing, and she'd been living
Hmm.
on her own for like 12 so years. And we find out the reason why he sent Jet the email and not his daughter. Because if he would have sent it to his daughter, the syndicate would have caught on.
Yeah.
And he didn't want his daughter involved in the syndicate business because if you try to cut ties with the syndicate, they will go after every member of your family.
Hmm.
And he did good by keeping his daughter hidden from the syndicate. And I found that to be kind of neat how everything tied in together again
It did.
so uniquely and so easy. Um, but they end up so
Well, they go through. It leads them to like a warp gate.
yeah, and they go through the
And,
warp gate and there's nothing. The compass is
hmm.
leading them nowhere. It stops moving. It's the correct placement, but there's nothing in the warp gate to be found. But as they're about to give up, the syndicate rolls up on their heels, and they're just blasting ass, dude. They're just like, I guess, as Jet tried to put it, they're trying to scare them essentially.
Hmm.
And Jet, god damn it, Jet sends out Spike and V to, basically just, hey, go get. They roll out like the fucking Autobots, okay?
Yeah,
And
man.
they start blasting on the syndicate, but the syndicate's starting to fuck them up. And but don't worry, Ed's got this shit. I love it because it cuts back to Jet and Ed's just floating up in the air. Ed's got it. Ed's got it. So it comes up and formulates this plan that they're going to use the Sunstone that they've been using to basically create an explosion, and a big enough one for them to escape. And so they dump the Sunstone out into the gate, the warp gate. And Spike, being the built different kind of guy that he fucking is, shoots this thing with his little photon blaster and explodes a tiny ass little fragment of a rock from, I know, forever away. And it explodes and creates a little vortex within the warp gate. And Bopsto, what was in that warp gate?
Inside that warp gate is fucking Jet's contact and Mayfaw's dad. Turns out he has been stranded out in the middle of this fucking warp gate, and was used the Sunstone to try to see her just one last time before he bit it.
Yeah, and I kind of like the defense that Jet uses in this scene. Because he pretty much gets mad at the dad, and he's
because the dad is like, yeah, I use feng shui to manipulate you guys to find me, and then Jet's just like, nah.
You weren't behind this operation.
She sought you out herself, and that's where he's like, oh well, maybe you might be right. And man, this fucking scene where his daughter is basically like tearing up, and
it's sad.
She says that she once hated him, but now she doesn't feel that way anymore.
And as
soon as it happens, it just fucking cuts. Dude. It's like, damn.
That was a sad episode. We find out, she ends up going back to Mars. The ship goes back to being the normal ship, and life moves on. So that moves us into
to 22. Let me make sure I got the name for this episode right.
One of the funnier fucking episodes I've watched.
Cowboy Funk. Man, this was a really I forgot about this episode existing, and man, it is fucking
it's a gem, dude.
Probably the most absurd fucking episode.
It's golden, bro.
It's so fucking good.
It's so goddamn good, man.
Yeah, man.
So we get introduced to the teddy bear bomber. What was the old teddy bear back in the 80s that would sing and talk to you? Was it Teddy
Ruxpin?
Ruxpin. I was trying to think of the last little name of it.
Yeah.
Teddy Ruxpin. That's what I've pretty much been calling this guy, except I couldn't remember the last name. So
yeah, man.
I just eventually started calling him Teddy.
So we open up on this building, and the fucking bomber, he's there. He's in a security guard uniform, and he just sets down a little teddy bear, and he just walks off, laughing to himself. And so he's going down this escalator, and all of a sudden behind him, who is it? It's fucking Spike, as he just calmly sets the bear on the dude's shoulder.
Oh yeah, dude freaks the fuck out.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, what's going on? He's like, I think you dropped something. He's like, no, I think this just might be a little girl who lost her little, play toy.
Yeah.
It's whatever. And Spike's just like, well, man, you know what? I ain't got nothing else to do today. You kind of want to come hang out with me at this bar?
It's fucking. It's like this hotel. It's got really good stuff. Armed guards, good meals. And he's like, oh no, I'm sure it has a reservation. He's like, nope, it does not.
You know he's referring to a prison, right?
He's referring to prison. I know, because he says it towards the end of their little exchange.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Yeah.
I just thought he just
And
left it at that, which would have been cooler.
also, all this happens is Spike sets the fucking bear on the fucking like the railing for the escalator, so it's just going back up.
Yeah. So after this little exchange, he kind of exposes the teddy bomber.
Yeah.
And the bomber's just like, I'm gonna finish what I fucking started. Or no. We got to explain the other part first.
Before I wanted to say that it turns out Spike is rather infamous to people who have bounties on their heads.
Oh yeah, Spike.
And he mentions Spike. And he mentions a guy by the name of Andy.
Andy.
Oh man. And so I'm like, okay, well, who the fuck is this Andy? He probably won't be important.
Andy looked up to Woody way too much.
Yeah, man. So the guy, like, he runs out. He's about to set off one of the bombs, and turns out, Spike being quick as he is, he pulled out the fucking blasting pin. So that bear is no good. However, the dude came fucking prepared and had like 3 other fucking bombs.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And the dude's about to explain, like, he's like, well, why fucking do this shit anyways? And the guy's about to explain. All of a sudden, you hear a little whistle.
Yeah.
And then, oh man, it's like echoing. Like, you hear nothing but this whistle. And then through the fucking window, what fucking happens?
Good old Andy comes in to save the day.
On a fucking horse.
On a fucking horse of all things, dude.
Yeah, dude.
So here's the part where Andy comes in. He points the gun at the bomber, and Spike and Andy kind of tough it out to the end to see who gets the bounty. No, that's not what happens at all. Andy busts through the glass. The bomber's sitting there all hovered, like hunked down. Andy looks at Spike, points his gun, and says, "I finally caught you, Teddy Bomber."
Spike's like, well, me? Come on, I don't even look like him.
I've been hunting you for a year now. I've learned all of your movements, all of your speech, the way you look. And he's like, "That's the Teddy Bomber." And Andy's just like, "What, that security guard? Not likely."
Oh man. And the guy here, he got cut off, so he's getting like progressively more pissed because he got cut off from explaining his his motives.
You wanna know why Spike is so pissed off at Andy?
Why?
Because Andy is the true space cowboy.
Yeah, man. So hey, does Andy sound familiar to you?
Yeah, from Toy Story.
No. His voice. No, the guy's voice.
I mean, not in particular. I'd have to hear it again, I guess.
He's voiced by the janitor from Ned's Declassified.
Dude, I don't even remember the janitor's voice, dude.
He also voices Cosmo, and he has the same.
Cosmo. Yeah. Like original Cosmo or like later Cosmo? Because they had two.
He's still voiced. No, it's still the same guy. It's just higher in the later episodes. But no, it's fucking Cosmo.
I missed the early stages of Cosmo rather than the later stages of Cosmo.
Yeah, but no, I'd recommend looking up a clip of the janitor from Dead Sea Classified because it's like that voice, but with a southern accent.
Okay, give me a second. You keep on.
Yeah, man. Bad dude, fucking. This dude's fucking pissed and fucking. And he's got the fucking rope around Spike's neck.
Oh man.
And then the bomber runs away and decides to set off the bomb, causing part of the fucking building to fall in. And then he's like, "Oh, well, I guess it's time for me to go." And he just fucking sets off on his damn horse.
Yeah, he really fucking does, dude.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
You can hear it, can't you?
I can. Oh man.
Yeah, man. So
that janitor went through hell, dude.
Yeah, man. That damn weasel.
That damn weasel.
But so Spike makes it back to the Bebop, and everyone's pissed off because he was supposed to be on a fucking grocery. He was supposed to be on a grocery run.
Oh man.
And he's like, "Well, no, it's this fucking cowboy. He came in and fucked me up. Look, I got fucking hoof prints on my back."
They're like, not likely. Your story's too far-fetched. Now, if it was a
No,
samurai.
If it was a fucking samurai, I could buy that.
Oh wow, we get Rockstar Ein in the background.
Yeah, Ein just fucking walks in wearing this damn wig.
Why? But we get a better understanding why here in a second.
Because but Ein just fucking comes in with this fucking wig on, and both me and Red lose it.
Because we both didn't expect it. He just kind of came into frame and it just shifted frame.
He just walked on the frame.
Like, no bark, no nothing. He just walks on frame with nothing but a wig and his nose sticking out from the wig. You couldn't see nothing else, dude.
Mm-hmm. And as they're fucking being pissed at Spike, Ed to the save pulls up the dude's file, and this fucker is part of the YMCA, not the Young Men's Christian Association, but the Young Men's Cowboys Association.
And he got kicked out for being too much of a fucking menace.
Yeah, man.
Or a nuisance.
Listen, man. They probably were like, "Hey, man, this is like a cowboy association, but why are you always on a fucking horse and all that shit? Like, come on, man."
We find out that he is from a very rich person's ranch. He's the heir of a very enormous
wealthy ranch. Ram Ranch.
But
so we cut back over. We get more context for the wig because it was a part of a costume for a masquerade party.
Yeah.
Which also I think you saw. Like I think Faye also had a mask in her hand.
Yeah, she did. She had a little like one of those holding masks. Like back in like I don't remember what time.
It's like a little mask on a stick.
I don't remember. It was a Baroque period.
I think so.
What period was Mozart in?
That'd be Baroque.
Would it be Baroque?
It would be.
Then that's when they had those. I feel like that's when they got popular. Was
so they're at a masquerade. Spike's got a sick ass mask. Well, Jet, we'll talk about Jet later because we haven't seen Jet yet. So the fucking bomber, he's very subtle.
Oh yeah.
In his costume choice because he walks out the bathroom in a giant fucking teddy bear.
The teddy bear bomber walks out in a teddy bear fucking outfit, and then he's just like, "How did you guys know?"
Yeah, man. And it's fucking that's when fucking Jet rolls in with this fucking
god,
his fucking hippie look.
All like we just want peace, love, and war, man.
Man, come on, man.
He's wearing the wig that Ein was wearing, bro.
And they're talking. They have the dude quartered. And he's about to explain his whole thing, and all of a sudden, fucking familiar whistle starts playing. And everyone just fucking stops.
Dude rolls up on the elevator
on the fucking
horse.
I don't so like that.
Bro just strolls out.
And you see the size of the elevator. There's no way that a horse could have.
Yeah, especially after they had to rush in there the second time. Dude. But we get a scene where they're both on there.
Yeah, man. That horse, especially with what happens towards the end. That horse, I think, is fucking magical. I think it's like Torrent.
Oh, dude, yeah, because I love the end one, but we'll get to it. So he ends up coming out and trying to stop the bomber again. And at this point, Spike's just like, "You again," and Andy's just like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And they're just like talking amongst themselves. And the teddy bear bomber's just like, "You know what? I'm tired of being ignored." So he pops his fucking bombs off and it starts crushing the building down. Everybody just dips out of the elevators, including Faye and the cowboy, Andy. And
so I wanted to mention also that whenever he comes in before the guy decides to blow the fucking place up, Andy the fucking guy, one of the guys running the fucking party is like, "Hey, can you go like put the horse outside because like it's fucking disturbing people." I like how everyone
not the double guns being pointed, but the horse.
Not the horse. Also, I like how everyone, as soon as he walks out, everybody is just absolutely gobsmacked at the absurdity of this man rolling in a
Dude,
full-on cowboy costume on top of a horse.
dude, I got a note in here. I was like, Jet's only here to spread love and
Yeah.
not war. And Andy comes in on his horse, comes in again,
Ah,
horsebound.
Jet, you must be the fucking bomber. Oh man.
It must be
So
you. I'm just here to make love, man.
so yeah. Jet, fucking Faye and Andy are on the same elevator. She hitches a ride with them,
Oh
and
man.
he starts quote unquote chasing after the bomber.
Yeah, Teddy's
That's,
big night out, bro.
and this dude just whips out a fucking grenade launcher.
Oh my god, yeah.
Fucking Andy, and he's like blasting. The teddy bear bomber thinks he's going after him, but after the dude's car crashes, Andy just runs past and turns out, oh no, he's just firing at fucking Spike.
Yeah, he is. He's just
Going after Spike.
and I love this part because I also have a note on this. I was like, Spike is in pursuit on his metal beast as well as Andy upon his mighty steed.
Oh man.
And so they end up escaping. The teddy bear bomber just gets completely forgotten about. And V gets invited over to Andy's little soiree of sorts.
Yeah,
he has his own little private yacht at the dock. He's very rich.
This guy decorates his place like fucking Saul Goodman.
Oh god, it's terrible. It is so
Fucking tacky
terrible.
as shit.
Although Saul Goodman's house wasn't that
actually
tacky.
You know what? Fucking Kevin, the fucking guy over Mesa Verde.
Oh,
That guy probably. He's the guy that runs Mesa Verde. You know, Saul fucking made the slanderous commercials.
What was wrong with his aesthetic? Like, what was wrong with his stuff?
No, I'm saying he might be the type of person to have that because he goes super hard on the
the Western stuff, yeah,
with the Western aesthetic
stuff,
because of the Mesa because of Mesa Verde.
I could definitely see that. Like, that would be funny.
But yeah, dude, I fucking I couldn't help but notice fucking Andy's the type of guy that wears fucking crotchless chaps.
Yeah, dude, it was so funny. He had blue jeans underneath it too.
Underneath it. Man.
Which technically is a cowboy. It's for riding. It's for riding a horse so that their legs don't get fucked up.
Yeah. But still, I found it very amusing that
he finds like V finds out that he's very conceited and is constantly reminded at this nagging like deja vu feeling of who he sounds like. And it cuts us over to her.
Also, he makes her like this really. It's like a soup, I guess.
Yeah, it's a soup.
It's like a soup, and Faye's like, "Oh, this doesn't taste good."
But doesn't stop him from sending like 50 cans of it. But
it's his own brand.
Yeah, dude. And V comes back to the Bebop and like drops it off. Oh, here's some food. Of course, Spike's like, I'm not eating this shit. I'll starve before I eat this shit. And everybody's just like, why do you hate this guy so much? And V's just like, oh, it's because they think exactly alike.
Yeah, and we get just that in the next bit.
Oh yeah, and the shit was so funny because Spike gets so worked up, and we get this little of the I don't remember what they're called, but the bounty hunter television people.
I think it's the big shots or hot shots.
The hot shots. I think it's the hot shots.
Yeah.
But the teddy bear bomber ends up leaving a message for I would say Andy and Spike. And he's just like he leaves like a little clue, and they don't end up finishing his whole message because they don't have enough time. Mm-hmm. And off the little bit that was given from the note, Edge is like, "Oh, I know where he's at, City Hall." So they go up to City Hall, and he's just impatiently waiting on Spike. and Andy, and Spike just kind of appears behind him, and he's trying to sit there and tell him why.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, you're early." It's like, "Yeah, now too." And he's just, and then that's where he goes. Yeah, he starts trying to explain himself.
And
And
as he's
then,
trying to explain himself, Spike's getting PTSD from the whistling.
uh,
This like homeless guy behind him is like whistling a tune. He just stops the bomber from speaking, and he finds out it's just that. And then bomber starts talking again, and then in comes Andy. Oh man. So Andy rolls up to Spike, and Andy's just like, "Are you here again? Every time I come up here, you're in my way. You stop me. Just let me do what I'm doing and get the fuck out of my way." Which is exactly what Spike was going to say.
I was going to say, they start fucking like going at each other, arguing, and then this dude is just fucking like, fuck it, and he just sets off one of the fucking bombs.
Teddy Bear just wants to be noticed, man.
He just wants to be noticed. He just wants people to know what his fucking deal is.
Yeah, he just wants to know. He wants the world to know why he's bombing things and not just this random ass bomber, you know? But no. He blows up the fucking fountain, dips out of there, and Andy and Spike just chase after him like elbow to fucking elbow. And they both get into the elevator to, go, but the bomber had other plans. He trapped them in the elevator. And this is where the part gets a little fun. And Bopsto, you want to continue us from here?
Like, man, you guys are fucking stupid. You see, now you can't get out of this elevator. And as soon as it hits the top, you guys are gonna fucking blow up. And it starts rising, and they just start, okay, well, how the fuck are we gonna get out of here? Spike starts trying to override the he tries activating the override. He's like, yeah. And then he's like, no, I'm not bothering with that because I reset the code because I knew he was going to change the code. And then Spike's like, well, no, I also reset the code. Oh, that means it's fucking set back to the original one. And then he tries shooting, but it's a bulletproof cab.
Oh my god, dude. It like bounced around the cab. Spike's just like, what the fuck are you doing, you idiot? So Spike just like pops the top, trying to get out. And
Andy also tries squeezing out as well.
Yeah, they're both just like struggling to try to get up through the fucking like top door of the elevator. And as they're going up to the top floor of this elevator, V and Jet are down there taking care of fucking business, dude. They're just
he knocks the fuck out of the teddy bear bomber.
Oh, dude, yeah, it just knocks him down, and we just get this little cutscene of him being down on the ground, swollen eyes, and all of a sudden the building explodes at the top, and we get this little like little scene where they take the bomber off, and Andy and Spike are just dangling from the fucking building.
Mm-hmm.
And they're fucking competing to see who can get up the building fast enough. And you can go from here.
So they climb up and they decide, you know what, fuck it, I've had enough of your shit. And so they decide to start have a little good old fashioned brawl. Fucking fighting each other. Spike fucking loses his footing and falls down like a fucking idiot.
Like a
dumbass. And they're fucking fighting. And they decide, you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna settle our And so Andy announces, you know what? I'm gonna retire. You know what? I'm gonna give this hat to you. And as he turns around, all of a sudden the horse is just on the fucking roof with them.
He comes out of the fucking other elevator,
He's on
dude.
the other elevator. The horse is able to fucking operate elevators.
Oh man.
This fucking
Oh
horse.
my gosh, man.
He gets on top of it,
But
and he says the words. He says, "Ah, see you, space cowboy," as he fucking goes off
yeah, man.
into the sunset
Like
on
the
this fucking
Chad that
rooftop.
Andy is, dude.
Um, I want to mention that every time Andy shows up, this fucking Western music plays, and it makes me lose my shit every time.
Oh, dude. Well, it's the whistling and then
Just
the Western
whistling
music,
fucking
and then
Western music.
all of
It's
it's just.
It adds to the absurdity of the situation
Oh,
of this
yeah.
guy just showing up in this futuristic setting as just a good old fashioned cowboy on a horse with fucking 2 6-shooters.
Yeah. And
Man.
well, we finally get a cutback to find out the Teddy's true reason, like,
Yeah, man.
behind bombing. And it turned out it was just this, like, he wanted to topple the conglomerate fucking.
Yeah, man. Some Project Mayhem shit.
Yeah.
He must go to fight. He goes to Fight Club.
He didn't. He wanted to take out the buildings that projected the look of the waste of money that the government uses to just build shit for no reason, just to show off the big corporate conglomerates and how much money that they have. And
dude was just a regular Johnny Silverhand.
And as he was sitting there trying to explain this to the guard, Bopsto, why don't you tell us about...
He gets fucking cut off because next to him is fucking Andy. No, I mean Musashi. Because he decided, I'm not going to be a cowboy anymore. I'm going to be a fucking samurai.
I'm going to be a samurai, dude. Which is funny because it comes full fucking circle from what they were comparing him earlier.
About the fucking the samurai, you know. And then the poor guy at this point is defeated. He's like, what I did is also wasteful, wasn't it?
Oh my god, man. It is so funny, dude.
Also, Ein becomes a cowboy.
Yeah, Ein becomes a cowboy because Ed's like bucking like a horse. And poor Ein, he looks so scared on top of Ed as she's bucking him across the fucking ship, dude.
They're finally eating on that soup.
Yeah, and he's like, well, you know, he just wasn't ready for the likes of me, you know, like.
Yeah,
and
man.
Jet's just sitting there like,
Yeah, sure.
Whatever, bud.
Sure.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, buddy. But that was it. That was the end of the episode.
That was the episode. It's a very good cluster of episodes.
Oh yeah, I would have to say there was a lot of like informative scenes in these. Like these last 4, like these, well, not last 4, but these 4 that we covered were really decent. Except for the only one I didn't just cling to was Jet's one about the
but it's story. But it's still good, but it's just not as good as the other ones.
Right, but I think it was because we went from
the fucking Puro episode,
Puro,
to that. And yeah, man.
Speaking of Puro, I had a note that I looked over and forgot to say. Right when the animatronic like stepped on him and squished him.
Yeah.
I was like, at this very moment, Puro went from Puro to 0.
You went from Puro to Puree.
Come on, man! Don't ruin my joke.
I'm sorry, man.
Which was better, but shut up. Like.
Sorry, man.
Puro to puree. Fuck you, dude. Just one up me, why don't you?
I'm sorry, dude. I know I had to do it to him.
Anyway,
anyways, anything you have to say about?
I think I'm good. I think we've pretty much covered everything.
Yeah, man. Same here. Well, if you like this video, give it a like, comment, subscribe, and I'm Bopsto, the Other Weep,
and I'm Red, the bald-headed wonder,
and you just got done watching the Anime Boys.
The Anime Boys.
See ya.